Hello, and welcome to this week's Fighting Scots Sports Report. I am Tyler Trumbauer. The women's basketball team kicked off the PSAC playoffs on Saturday by hosting Seton Hill. The Scots came in as the 4th seed. The Griffins were the 5th seed in the PSAC. Despite those matchups usually being close, this one wasn't. Val Majeski opened things up to give Boro a 2-0 lead. She finished with 11. Seton Hill's Mariah Wells found her way to the bucket here and made it 19-11 Boro early in the contest. Lauren Hippo made it 24-11 here, 11 minutes left in the first half. Lindsay and Freeland combined for only 18 points, but Edinboro still won, 68-53. That win eliminated Seton Hill from postseason contention, and Edinboro will now plunge forward in the PSAC Western Division bracket, and they will head to the quarterfinals on this Tuesday, who they will face IUP as their next opponent, who has gotten the best of Boro twice this season, most recently by a 91-81 contest in Macomb Fieldhouse back on February 14th. The men also qualified for the postseason as a 5th seed in the Western Division and visited 4th-seeded Slippery Rock Saturday night. Unfortunately, SRU staved off a comeback attempt by Boro and won by a 64-60 score. Edinboro was within single digits as close as 2 minutes in the final contest, but missed free throws in the final 90 seconds of the game, which hampered their come-from-behind efforts. Edinboro lost despite out-rebounding the Rock 43-30. Coming into the game, SRU is the leading rebounding team in college basketball in any division. That loss concludes Edinboro's season with a 14-13 record. The wheelchair basketball season is close to ending, but first, the Scots headed north of the border for a doubleheader with Canadian Academy on Saturday. Canadian Academy, which is Canada's national team, got the best of the Fighting Scots in both games. Blake Rush and Mike Adams led the scoring for Boro in Game 1, and Mike Adams and Isaiah Moore piloted the offensive fight in the second game. The two losses moved the team to 14-20 overall for its final regular season record. That concludes the regular season for the Scots, who are now off to the NIWBT National Championships, where they will face the University of Missouri. The Zafarofsky Sports and Recreation Dome was busy this weekend as it was the site for the PSAC Indoor Track and Field Championships. Edinboro was back hosting the event after not hosting it in the Zafarofsky Sports and Rec Dome last season, and it was a successful one this time for Edinboro. Casey Jones finished 5th in a 3,000-meter run. She competed in other events as well. Also, Hillary Norris finished 4th in the 60-meter hurdles as the freshman finished with a time of 9.14. To finish things out, Boro finished 2nd in the 4x8-meter relay with a time of 9:45. To see a complete list of results from the two-day event, head over to GoFightingScots.com. The individuals that qualified will now compete in the Indoor National Championships for the indoor track and field season, which are March 13th and 14th in Birmingham, Alabama. The tennis teams had a busy weekend as they hosted Lake Superior State on Friday and visited Lemoyne College on Saturday. The men earned 2 victories on the weekend by identical scores, improving their record to 3-2 on the season. The women also swept their matches, improving to 3-1 on the year. Both teams will now head south, smart choice, to compete in the Spring Tennis Fest at Hilton Head Island in South Carolina from March 5th through the 15th. That's all we have for this week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at ETV Sports to stay up to date on all the latest Boro athletic happenings.